How would you define dispensationalism to a person who's just trying to learn?
A teaching that God has two covenant peoples, Jews and Gentiles, and he deals with them separately in two different ways. In the dispensation of the law, then God was dealing with the Jewish people through the sacrificial system, and he sent Jesus into this world to establish a literal kingdom with a throne in Jerusalem. God was, so to speak, surprised when the Jewish people didn't receive the Messiah, and God had to revert to Plan B. Plan B was the cross and the church. And so now we're in the dispensation of the church. The problem is that God didn't succeed in fulfilling his covenant with the Jews, which is really God's central objective in history. And so God has to get back to that. But because he can only deal with one covenant people at a time, somehow he has to remove the church from the picture so he can get back to his original goal, which was with the Jewish people. Christ is going to return twice, not just once. And the purpose of the first invisible return is to remove the church so that he can get back to his original goal. And so you have this ludicrous, ridiculous climax of all the purposes of God as being Jesus returning to do what he was supposed to do and failed, which is to establish a throne in literal Jerusalem, and the temple will be rebuilt, the sacrificial system, and Jesus, whose cross was supposed to end that system, according to the book of Hebrews, is now presiding over it for a literal 1,000-year period.